uCedric Nkabinde ke uyavutha umsindo uthi jonga apha, if mna ndikhe ndafa Fanny Masemola uze wazi into yoba nguwe umntu ondibuleleyo, because amapolisa afika enza i-raid ndingekho, afika aphatha kakubi ubrother wam ecinga into yoba ndim, afike abuza into yoba ziphi ifowuni, ziphi ilaptop. Uthi uyatsho into yoba iphi inantoka i-warrant yokwenza i-search. Uthi ayindlela ebebemphendula ngayo, kwathini ungathangani. Uthi eyona nto imoyikisa kakhulu yena kudala esesipoliseni and uyazazi izinto ezenziwa ngamapolisa, and njengoba ekhe wasebenza kwi-IPID unayo i-experience yoba amapolisa afike sana eze nesibhamu sabo esingumbombayi, bafike bakubambise sona bathi nguwe oqale wadubula, uyaqonda, ngesibhamu sakho futhi abeze naso. Okanye bathi bafike kukhona i-drugs, kanti ezi drugs zize nawo amapolisa. So ke ngoku uthi woyikisela impilo yakhe because kuzothiwa uqale wadubula beze nesibhamu, kanti ayikho yonke loo nto leyo. So ubefuna ke ngoku njengoba enze i-media briefing nje uCedric niyakhumbula mos into yoba ngulo oyi-chief of staff kaSenzo Mchunu, uminister uSenzo Mchunu, lo athi ke ngoku uGeneral Khumalo ayikho into ayenzayo, yonke into yenziwa nguCedric Nkabinde beno Cedric Sibiya. So yena nje uSenzo Mchunu nje uphusha around ngaba bayi-2 no Brown Mkhotsi nayo yonke into, ayikho i-role ayidlalayo as uminister. So oyena muntu ekuthethwa naye phayana nguCedric Nkabinde. So ke ngoku I think i-crime intelligence ibifuna ezi gadgets zakhe yenza the very same thing eyenze phaa kuGeneral Sibiya, uyaqonda. So ke ngoku ifuna ezi gadgets zikaCedric Nkabinde ukwenzela into yoba bazokwazi ukucollecta i-evidence. So naye ke uthi if bathatha ezi zinto ke ngoku, if bayabizwa ku-commission, bazokwazi kanjani bona ukuzithethelela, because kahle kucollectwa the gadgets ngoku, into yoba kuthatha ubungqina xa bezibona xa besitsho, uya understand. So nje wenze i-media briefing naye, andithi noShadrack Sibiya naye wenze eyakhe i-media briefing etsho into yoba akazi into yoba ke ngoku aba bantu kuzokwenziwa kanjani, because bangafika ekuseni ngo-3 AM bathi uqale wadubula and then babe sebeyamdubula. Yesana i-country iyavutha. Utshilo kodwa uMkhwanazi ke wathi hayi kusazoshuba. Uyakhumbula mos into yoba namhlanje iLamborghini zifakiwe pha ezimotweni ezinkulu ezithatha imoto, ezaLamborghini eziblue, yonke into ne-artwork. Bathe it's about 100 and something million or 80 something million, kodwa ke i-millions worth of millions i-assets ezithathiweyo ilantoka ngu-SIU because of ilantoka ifraud abayenzileyo. Mamela kaloku lo allegedly kaRamaphosa, uyaqonda. So ngoku xa sesibala, hayibo ngumamela usethathelwe izinto zakhe, assets ntontoni, nguCedric Nkabinde ngapha ziyamshubela. Hayini naku noSibiya ngapha sekuthathwe izinto zakhe, noMatlala ngapha usejele, noKatie Molefe ngapha usejele. Asazi into yoba iyozala nkomoni, kodwa ke utshilo uMkhwanazi wathi yeyi kusazoshuba. But ke sizi-South African citizens kaloku siyavuya, because eli lizwe lokhokho bethu siyalibona ngoku into yoba lizogqibela seliphathwa zii-criminals, seliphathwa ngabantu abathengisa ii-drugs. Abantwana bethu bazothini, because thina siyafa sizobhubha and then sishiya abantwana, sizobashiya entweni enjani apha eSouth Africa. Yho, kwaze kwashuba engekho noRamaphosa bethuna.
Should anything happens to me, the National Commissioner General Masemola will be responsible. I thank you. I want to give a brief statement to the nation today. I want to talk about the police visit that happened last night at my flat. At 7 o'clock in the evening yesterday, the police visited my flat and I was not available. My brother was only available, remained behind. They knocked, banged the door, and my brother, when he opened the door, they thought it was me. They called my brother as Cedric. They entered the flat. There were plus or minus 15 to 20 wearing camouflage and with balaclava cover their faces with a high caliber rifles. They entered my flat and they thought my brother was myself, and they demanded to search the flat without showing any warrant or any search warrant. When the brother is asking them to show a search warrant, they started to assault him with the firearms butt. They started to assault him thinking it was me, asking about where is the search warrant, because they could not show the search warrant. And then they started to search my flat upside down until my brother had to produce his identity document to show that it was not him, it was not me. That is when they stopped assaulting him. It means they were assaulting me in a nutshell. Then they started to inquire, where is Cedric, the chief of staff? They started to ask my brother, do you see what is happening on TV? Then my brother said to them, no, I hardly watch television. They were driving 3 cars, one BMW and one Ford SUV and the Kumbi. Then they demanded my brother as to he must take them to show where I was. And my brother said he think I'm at the nearest estate. Then they forced him against his will. They dragged him down from that floor. They dragged him to the cars, assaulting him again, forcing him to go and show where I was after they finished searching the house. Then they went to the estate where I was, and unfortunately to them, they could not gain access. Then they had to drive back to drop my brother. And on the way, they are saying they cannot come all the way from KZN for nothing. We must get the chief of staff. And when the brother is asking, what is it going on? Why you want him? Why are you assaulting me? Then they said, we are here. We are being sent by the National Commissioner, General Masimula, to come and look for the chief of staff. Then they went back to my flat where they dropped my brother in pain, terrified, traumatized. That is when he got a chance to contact me. Then he relayed the story that what happened. And he was very traumatized, terrified, the way he was assaulted by police wearing balaclava. and I advised him to go to the hospital, of which he did. Now, because of desperate move to tarnish my name, he come and blatantly lie that Minister Mkhunu found me unemployed, of which he knows very well. So that is what the situation is. Sure. Which I do qualify with the number. I was very much prepared to answer that, what General Mkhwanaza has alluded, because that was not true. That was planted lie. I think he just have personal vendetta against me to tarnish my name, because I joined the police 2004. I grew up in ranks where I joined the detectives, and subsequently I was promoted to the IPID. It was ICD then, as a captain, a senior investigator. And while I'm there, I studied my national diploma in policing, and subsequently I studied and completed my BTech degree in policing. And subsequently on that, I was promoted to be an assistant director. Then when I left IPID in 2018, September, I left IPID as an assistant director. And after that, I went private, where I was heading a forensic as a manager in different banks. And when Minister Mkhunu nominated me to get appointed as a chief of staff, I was employed. I was a head of forensic in a certain bank, which I'm not gonna reveal the name of the bank because I don't want to drag their name in. But I was the head of forensic in a managerial level, which Minister Mkhunu nominated me. And also I want to emphasize that minister has no role in appointing. This is a private office where he's got a privilege in terms of ministerial handbook to nominate people that he trusts to work in his private office. Once he nominates you, every process is done by HRM. They follow all HRM processes, screening processes, as well as DPSA processes. Where I do qualify, I even more than qualify. With my experience and with my BTech degree, the minimum requirements to become a chief of staff, which is a chief director, a minimum requirement is a degree. I do possess a BTech degree in policy. And with my experience, and why General Mkhwanaza was emphasizing that Minister Mkhunu found me unemployed, he was trying to push a narrative that I did not have a continuous experience with the managerial experience. He wanted me to end as an assistant director. I know the field. And I know in a situation like this, a policeman plus or minus 15 come with balaclava. Why are they hiding themselves? Because there are instances in my experience where the police come and plant drugs in your house and pretend as if that drugs was found on you. I know the experience as a police officer myself, where in some instances they can plant a firearm and shoot you, pretending as if you shot them. So the fearing of my life, it comes in that line that why a police officer wearing a balaclava? Why do you hide yourself if you're coming to do a legitimate police work? Because you don't hide yourself. You introduce yourself, you produce your search warrant, you do your work. It means if you hide yourself with balaclavas, there's something untoward. Mr. David. Life. What I'm saying, through my experience as a police officer, these are instances that they get reported. And also, as an IPID officer as well, those were cases that were always on our desk to investigate as we were investigating the police. So those are things that I've got experience with.